Well, good evening, and thank you all for coming tonight. It's really nice to see so many people interested in this election. As everybody knows, it's very important for the town of Berthoud, and I think having everybody show up this time is very encouraging because we need to have certainly a lot more than 25% of the registered voters participate in this election. I think all of us running would appreciate that very much. As some of you probably know, I announced my candidacy for the mayor position about 3 days after they announced that there was going to be a special election. The reason for that is after following some of the drama and some of the history of the town for a period of time, I decided that I could help out because of my business background in running the town like a business and continuing with the success and the platform that had been put in place by the administration of the trustees, the board that just left. One of the things I feel I can contribute is my experience in business as well as military experience. I have special forces experience, which gives me maybe a better insight into critical situations and the ability to handle some things differently than other people. I also have extensive business experience, and in particular, I've dealt with the new acquisitions over a period of time, both internationally and within the country, that required my expertise in helping meld both cultures, differences in business, opinions, and ways businesses were run, and to form teams of these organizations from very diverse cultural and business backgrounds. So it was difficult, it was challenging, it was a lot of fun, and I think that the ability to bring together a team and to address people with different backgrounds, different opinions, different experience is something that would really help in continuing with the current government here in Berthoud. And I have as my mantra is because Berthoud needs to move forward. And when I originally started putting out information, it really hasn't changed the whole time I've done that. I've expanded on it a little bit. But the first thing I wanted to do was to interview different people and demographics within the town of Berthoud, because while I felt I could help from a business standpoint, I wanted to find out what the people of Berthoud really wanted, both currently and in the future. And I found out some interesting things with the feedback from all the different people I talked to, and I'll kind of share those with you because based on that input, that has driven me to specify some things I'd like to work on. I think the first thing I'd like to do is make clear that I am going to be doing this on a full-time basis. The reason for that, I was retired until this campaign started, and while I do a lot of volunteering, I continue to do some of that. I consider the mayor's job a volunteer job, and I also consider it to be a job of serving the voters and the population. So my job as mayor is learning about, in my estimation, is learning about what the needs of the community are, and then being able to communicate those needs to the town and to the government, and then coalesce a team made up of the trustees and the town and the people in the town government to perform and to deliver the services and amenities that the people are looking for. If you look at all of the input that I got, and I met mostly with groups, I have met with a lot of individual people, there's one common denominator to everything. And it's not a great common denominator, it's a lack of funds. So every time I hear something with regard to either complaints or wants or things that people feel that the town should have, I keep running into the same situation, which is a lack of funding. So looking at that, going back 20 years ago, or not quite, in the year 2000, when the no growth policy was put into place, it took 3 years for that to be repealed and changed. And during that time, the town of Berthoud developed a stigma, and the no growth stigma impacted the town, it impacted developers, it impacted retailers, and as a result, the town hasn't grown. From the year 2001 to the year 2011, 285 homes were built in Berthoud. Now, 28 homes a year is a very low number of homes, and it is not enough growth to sustain the infrastructure of the town by itself. If you look at the town right now, well, first of all, the number one thing that everybody told me, and this was almost unanimous, was people wanted the basic infrastructure and maintenance of the town to be kept up to date or brought up to date. And that's everything from the streets to the curbs to the sidewalks to the crosswalks, to the parks, to the trimming of the trees, cleaning up the street sweeping, just a myriad of what we would consider to be very normal, everyday things expected from a town. In all cases, the reason we don't get enough of that, at least in the minds of many people, if we go back and talk to the town, is that we're underfunded and we're undermanned, and we do the best we can do with what we have. So looking at solutions, it seems very easy to say, okay, all we have to do is raise money, right? Well, the only way we can raise money by taxes. Tabor limits the way we can deal with property taxes, and I think a lot of people are very happy with that. We have impact fees that are paid by the builders. We have usage fees paid for the utilities and things people use, and we have sales tax. The next thing that people wanted was they wanted to, I don't want to skip around, so forgive me for that, but the next thing people wanted was they wanted to maintain the old world charm in what I'll call the village. Everyone that I talk to wants to maintain as much as possible the village and the quaintness and the fact that everyone likes downtown, they like the businesses, they like the parks. The fact of the matter is, in order to do that, it also is going to require more money. Now, what I'm proposing with regard to dealing with the village is a special tax district that would encompass part of Old Town, yet to be determined. A commission of citizens could determine that. And in that village concept would be defined streets, sidewalks, curbs, crosswalks, architecture, street lights, and not only would we define how that would be maintained and dealt with in the future, but we also would be able to generate some tax revenue to take care of the maintenance and bring that up to par. Because as you all know, right now there's a lot of things needed that need to be fixed and brought up to date, and we can't do it. And once again, it gets back to the lack of funds. The town is going to grow. There's no way that this town is not going to grow. It's I hear a lot, or I've heard things about, oh, we're going to grow too fast and growth is going to be a problem. If we preserve Old Town, the kind of growth we're looking at is in the year 2015, we added 115 homes, hardly dynamic. This year, based on a conversation I just had with planning here in town yesterday, they're anticipating we're going to add 80 homes. Once again, not very dynamic. In 2017, based upon the projected building that's going on and the developers that are in place, what I was told is that they were looking at a potential for, I've got 30 seconds, so I'll make this quick. I'm done. that there is the potential for 300 homes. So bottom line with this whole thing is very simple. Without growth, without additional sales tax revenue, without additional property tax, there is no way to preserve or to keep the town up. And it's simple mathematics. And there's good ways to do that and bad ways to do it. And what we have to do is concentrate on doing this in a way that represents all the people in the town. So if you want more information, I'll be in the back and I have this in more details. Thank you very much for your time.